Later I came to realize that they were dating with my neighbor's husband. The second nanny I had, I actually got her from a friend's bureau, and she was nice actually. She was tidy, she was a bit reserved. She was perfect. In fact, I remember I was thanking God that even after all the dramas I had with the previous one, at least I got a good one. She told me she had a sister here in Nairobi. So I would allow her to go on Saturday morning and come back on Sunday in the evenings. So I would give her a whole weekend off. So after like a month or two, I woke up one day and I was ready to go to work. I had prepared, I had showered. Then I realized the house was awfully quiet. The baby was sleeping, and since, before I left for work, I would pick the baby and give the baby to her so that I can leave for work. Then I realized the house was really quiet. Then I started wondering, where is she? No. My head was like, maybe she went to the shop, or maybe she's hanging clothes outside. I waited. As I was taking breakfast, too pole waiting for her to come back. So I went to her closet where she put her things. I cannot believe my eyes. I was in shock. I had a nanny come in the living room, but I didn't know how to play back. So I had to call my husband and tell her, well, you see, the nanny left. I had no idea. So I woke up, I was cleaning, I was taking a shower and ironing my clothes, ready to go for work, only for me to find out that she had already left and I had no idea. Playing back, we realized that the nanny left literally the moment my husband left. I was in shock. So I had to call my boss and tell her, I'm unable to come to work today. My nanny escaped and I didn't know what to do. So I got a replacement from that same bureau. But now the one I got, she was constantly on Facebook, constantly on TikTok. And the mistake I made was giving her the Wi-Fi password. That is where the problem came in. One Sabbath we went to church. I gave her instructions on what to do. By the time we come back from church, we went to church, we came back and everything. We came and found her. She had done nothing since morning till around 4. She had done nothing. And I was like, what happened today? See, you didn't have the baby, you were just by yourself. You should have done these things that I told you. Playing back on the nanny camp that we had, the lady would change to, what are they called? The lady would change to hot pants and start dancing for TikTok in my living room. Can you imagine? And we could just not believe it. And she kept on, I think that day she was just constantly on TikTok that she was unable to do anything I had told her to do that day. My husband was like, we totally need to fire this one. The way she's carrying herself, I'm not really comfortable with her. So I was like, no, let's just wait. I was just managing her because, I didn't have an option. And I was just tired of changing people in my house and, constantly. Until one weekend, I got sick. So because I didn't really wake up in the morning to give her instructions on what to do that day, she barely did anything. When I asked her, why didn't you do this? She's like, oh, you didn't tell me. I was like, I was sick. I was sleeping, obviously. You should have known the routine by now. She had zero initiative. That is the one thing that pissed me off. And then she would do things passport-ish. Passport-ish. If it's cleaning the living room, she would just clean the visible areas. She never used to, inua sogesha seats to clean underneath. I still didn't fire her. But that day when she was telling me, I didn't tell her. When I was sick, before I could even say anything, my husband told her, just pack. Just pack your bag and leave. So she quickly packed her bag, carried some of my stuff, and that is how she left. So a friend recommended this nanny from Uganda. Upon arriving, it was a small child. I mean, it was like a 17-year-old child. She was tiny. She just looked like a baby. I didn't even know how to react to this situation, because I had already paid for transport all the way from Uganda to this place. Hey. The things I saw from that nanny were just unbelievable. She was tiny. She was a child. She was so small. She was skinny. She was reserved. But that's how she snatched my neighbor's husband. As tiny as she was, as a baby as she was, she did not even stay here for 2 weeks before she started dating my neighbor's husband. It was unbelievable. That is the moment I realized, actually, I don't think I'll be employing anybody who is reserved, because these people who are reserved, you cannot even tell, you don't know them. You don't know when they are happy, you don't know when they are sad, they're just there. You don't know how to handle them. The most challenge that I had with her, actually, because I came to realize and learn later that she was dating my neighbor's husband. At the time I didn't know. All I knew was she really liked to dress in tiny dresses, short dresses with cleavage. I had told her about that. I had told her, if you're working in my house, you have to dress decently. If the short dresses are the only dresses that you have to put on a lasso around you. And you have to be well covered to work in my house. But when she would go out, she would, leave the lassos and go with very, very tiny. And she used to really love going to the market. I mean, she was a young girl. It's expected. Every time she would go to the market, she would come with a new dress, with a new skirt, with a new trouser. She was, all for the soft life, you know what I mean. So, I didn't know that time she had already started dating my neighbor's husband. I had no idea. I had no clue. All those short dresses that she used to wear going outside, and she used to be very excited to be sent to the shop or to the market. She was ish with the baby. She was not bad, she was not good. She was just there. When you give the baby, she would just hold the baby. She would not talk to the baby. She would not play with the baby. She would just hold the baby. But then I could not even fault her. She was just 17 years old. I don't know, even 16. She was just a small girl. Then she came to me and told me she has a msiba at home. And she needs to leave. She needs to leave to go to Uganda, and then she will come back after the msiba. I was like, hey, I'm hoping she's lying to me, so that when she goes to Uganda, she just goes and not come back. Kumba, it was true. She went for msiba, and when it was time to come back, she was like, oh, auntie, and they are so respectful. People from Uganda are so respectful. So I was hoping that she won't return. But then after the msiba, like just the way she told me, she called me and told me, I need to send her bus fare for her to come back. Hey, now I started, I'm still not used to firing anybody. So I had to tell her, we've decided for you not to come back. You're not good with the baby and everything. You're just a bit too quiet for the baby. And that is how I cut her loose. Only for me to hear a few days later, hey, that she came back to Nairobi, but now she went to another house, which I was pretty okay with. So that is how my nanny experienced. After that one went, no, I got the current one that I have. That is really nice with the baby, and I like her. But I don't want to talk much about it. Don't want to jinx it. But she has been with me for a couple of months now, and I'm enjoying her. She's really nice. She's nice with the baby and everything. Able, tell me your nanny experience. I mean, I think I've really I've seen, I've felt, I've been through a lot with these nannies. I mean, these people can plan you. Nannies in Nairobi are the perfect family planning method. I mean, if we just think about nannies and the experiences that they show you, and you think about having another child, you're like, no, let me just wait. Let me just hold on there. Hey, you don't want to remember, you don't even want to go back to that experience and that heartache and headaches and everything. I mean, it's just too much. So be sure to like and comment about your nanny experience. Let's share, let's talk about how your experience has been on the comment section, and be sure to subscribe for those other 2 videos that are about to drop later today or tomorrow. Yes, I guess. Bye. It's a bye from me. Bye.